We're continuing our Easter theme from last week's monthly bujo into our weeklies. If you enjoy any part of this video, give it a like, this helps others to find it, and of course, subscribe for more nature arty fun. I'm a tiny channel, so this really helps. Thank you so much. The first weekly has a horizontal layout design, the kind where you have a decorative element on one side. For this theme, naturally, I chose Easter eggs. I wrote the names of days on each egg with black technical pen to mark the spaces for each daily, and added a title for the month on top with yellow pit pen brush pen. I love these markers, they're firm but flexible, and the ink is waterproof once dried. I also colored the stripes on the eggs with the same marker. The eggs themselves I painted with watercolors in different hues as benefits to Easter eggs. First I forgot and started with a natural brown egg and had to dye them darker in the next layer. For the next week I used Easter eggs as my dailies, so each egg will hold all of my daily tasks. Therefore I shouldn't put too much in there. The central layout calls for an image in the middle, a bunny with Easter baskets, since this is the week when the bunny will be hopping around and hiding presents. Do you have this tradition in your part of the world? We always had the bunny hiding gifts in baskets in our family, and kids still love it. They love searching for the baskets and are always delighted when they're hard to find, especially if there's a garden involved. I added another bunny in the bottom right corner, or to be more exact, just his butt sticking out of the rabbit hole. The acronyms for the days are outlined in black fine liner and colored with pit pen, and the eggs and the bunny are painted with watercolors. I'm using a normal round brush, but you could also use a water brush for this as well. It doesn't really matter, neither does the brand of the watercolors. You can mix the same colors from any set. I've used different watercolor sets throughout this bujo and the colors still match. Don't stress too much, it's Easter eggs. They can be in any color. And so do rabbits. If he can lay eggs and carry baskets, then he can also be any color you will paint it. Not to mention the dirt. Here you can use up all the muddy colors that are left on your palette. That's what I always do, since I hate to waste any paint. The third week has a vertical layout with Easter eggs marking each section. Only the first letter for each day is written on the eggs, just as sometimes the eggs are decorated in baskets so that each person knows whose the gift is. I didn't want to put the eggs all the way at the top, but wanted to fill that space, so I drew 2 hopping bunnies. I'm sticking to the same color scheme for the eggs, and I'm coloring the letters and hopping path with yellow marker again. The marker could also be water-based and it would still work. This is just a little bit easier since it won't bleed if you touch it with a wet paintbrush. But use what you have by all means. I usually don't have everything that a tutorial calls for, but I don't let that stop me. Neither should you. The fourth week has a central layout with a cute bunny in the center. As I've mentioned in my last video with my monthly Easter bullet journal setup, I really like those bunnies in pots, so I had to try it again. I know, bunny in a pot might not be very original, but he's so cute I had to create him, otherwise he'd be just bugging me the whole year until the next Easter. Dailies are going around the page in counterclock path, but if that's unintuitive to you, just put them in order that makes sense to you. I often mix how I lay my dailies, so I'm used to check under which day I'm writing, but I can imagine that could be annoying. You do you. Of course, you can also decorate the pot to your liking. I really love the natural terracotta pots, but it would be fun to add some Easter egg designs to the pot as well. The last spread is diagonal, and yes, you've counted right. There are 5 layouts this time around, because April extends through 5 weeks, so you get 1 bonus. Or you can choose your favorite ones if you'll do just 4 like usually. People have different approaches to bujos when month starts in the middle of the week. Some people divide the week and make 2 spreads, one for the previous month and one for the next month days. I'm not fond of that because it's double work for one, and it seems a bit wasteful to me to only have 2 days, for example, on my spread, and I also really like to have the whole week at one glance. But I totally get why it would work, and if you need some more incentive to do more decorating, here's your reason. In the end, I'm just plattering the page with some yellow, red and green, but mostly yellow because the bunny is chasing bees. Do you guess why? Let me know your ideas in the comments. He's got a good reason. And just the last details, some splashes of color on the flowers and different shades of green for the grass. And here's the final flip through of the whole Easter month. bunnies hopping everywhere, Easter eggs more than you could eat, and some flowers as it befits to the big festival of spring. I'd love to know all of the different ways people celebrate in different parts of the world, so write me in the comments. I'm always amazed by human imagination and how different holidays transform in different cultures. It's like cultural evolution. When my kids were little, I started researching other cultures and their festivals to teach them, and I still haven't got out of that rabbit hole. No pun intended. It's so fascinating. I'd love to see some of those festivals live, but even just reading about them and looking at the pictures does wonders. Some festivals found their way into our home, although they do not originate here. But Easter Bunny has been hiding gifts in baskets when I was a kid and since goddess Ostara ruled this part of the world, and the bunny still continues to do so. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. I'd love to see you here again, and definitely hope to see you next week with some more nature art. See you on Friday. Bye bye!